Good noon to you. I'm Adria Goen. Several search and rescue crews from the Arklatex are helping fellow emergency crews in southeast Texas look for people who are trapped. One of those crews is the Shreveport Fire Department. Our own Doug Warner is with the firefighters in Port Arthur. Doug, what's going on right now?
Well, we had caught up with Shreveport Fire Department on another part of Port Arthur. As you can see, we're literally in right now about knee-high water. When they were clearing other neighborhoods, we're going to keep the camera on these guys as much as possible. They got a call to come over here, a 911 call, concerned about maybe an elderly person in a home. In a sense, this is kind of like a second door knock. They're going through checking, clearing, making sure everything is okay. But some kind of 911 call came in here. And sorry, a little out of breath. It's been a workout walking through this water. And so they've been responding to some of these calls, and that's what they're doing here. Going to check on some people here in this backyard that you can see. Again, we've had Bossier Fire, Shreveport Fire, Caddo. It's another Coast Guard chopper flying overhead, so it gets a little noisy out here from time to time. Here in the Port Arthur area, Beaumont, Port Arthur, Orange area. This is in Port Arthur, one of the many heavily flooded areas, one of the heavy flooded areas here in Port Arthur. We can hear him over here talking to this family here that's decided to stick it out. We've been talking with firefighter Logan Kerr throughout the morning. Do you tell me, I mean, earlier you were doing the same thing in another neighborhood, and so now it's a process of going out and just documenting each of these homes that you check.
That's affirmative. What we're doing is we're going. They have reports of possible rescues at some point in time during this particular emergency. Nobody documented if they were rescued or not. So what we're doing a second search. We're going just to make sure everybody's out, and we have to document the type of damage to that resident, how bad it really looks and whatnot, stuff like that.
And that's important. I mean, and down to the point that you're taking pictures of these homes because you don't want anybody missed in this process.
That's affirmative. We're trying to do, it's a particular app they come out with, and we're trying it out, and it's heavily documented from pictures to damages to square footage just by taking a picture.
Why do you do this? I mean, here you are. You're not even doing this. You're part of urban search and rescue in another state, 4 or 5 hours away.
I was called upon. This is what I'm here to do. With Shreveport Fire Department, we're here to help everybody in the city of Shreveport, as well as our neighbors and neighboring communities and neighboring states.
All right, firefighter Logan Kerr, thank you for what you do. All these guys, what they're doing, keeping in constant radio communication, where there's like a main command center that's kind of really been dispatching them out. We've seen firefighters from Nacogdoches here. We followed them on a response last night on a fire. We saw a crew that was working a shelter from the Dallas area. So this is truly, when you hear about mutual aid, well, sometimes a neighboring city might help the other one. This is like neighboring states helping one another on a grand scale. Again, this is a flooded neighborhood, literally water up to where we're standing, a little deeper, up to over our knees. Shreveport's finest right here, walking the flooded streets of Port Arthur, and we're here right with them every step of the way. We've got live reports coming up a little later on this afternoon, not only on Facebook, as this continues to develop on the KSLA News 12 Facebook page, but also coming up at 5 and 6 o'clock. We're going to continue walking this. If anything develops, we'll holler back at you. We're going to probably return to KSLA News 12 Facebook page in a bit. This is Shreveport Fire Department we're walking with live in Port Arthur. Doug Warner, KSLA News 12. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much. The state